Good afternoon, students. Today I will start a new chapter of your syllabus, that is motion in 1D. Okay, so before starting this motion in 1D chapter, I will discuss some basic physical quantities and their definitions. Okay, so let us begin. So first thing is that scalar and vector. What do you mean by scalar quantity and what do you mean by vector quantity? So before going to the scalar quantity and vector quantity, I will tell what is physical quantity. So what do you mean by physical quantity? Now physical quantity is the quantity which can basically measured. The quantity which we can measure is called the physical quantity. Now the thing is then what we can measure? We can measure, suppose, the weight of a body, the mass of a body, length of a scale or length of a body, volume, area, velocity, speed, all these things we can measure, right? So therefore whatever we can measure is called the physical quantity. Now this physical quantity is classified into two parts, that is scalar and vector. Now what is scalar and what is vector quantity? Scalar quantity are the physical quantities which we can measure and it has a magnitude but no direction. And what is vector quantity? Vector quantity is a physical quantity which we can measure and it has a magnitude as well as direction. Now just by taking an example, I am explaining this scalar quantity and vector quantity. Suppose if you go to the market, then if you buy 1 kg potato, then you will not say in which direction the potato will be given to you from the shopper, right? You just ask for 1 kg potato. So therefore the mass is a scalar quantity where magnitude is direction is not required at all to explain or to say or to convey your wanting or wish. Okay, but what is vector quantity? Suppose if you want to give direction some of your friend that how she or he can reach your home, so you should provide the exact direction that you will go to first go turn left, then turn right, then go straight, like this. So therefore direction is required there, right? So therefore some physical quantities are there where magnitude as well as direction is required, like our Google map, how it navigates. Go straight forward for 500 meters, then turn left to that lane. In this way Google navigates us, right? So the thing is very clear hopefully to you that what is vector and what is scalar. Scalar quantity has only magnitude, no direction, but vector quantity has direction as well as magnitude. So it is the first difference between scalar and vector. What will be the next difference? The next difference is that for scalar quantity we apply normal algebra. What we have done or we in general do in the mathematics, right? But what is vector quantity? For the vector quantity basically we require vector algebra. Normal algebra whatever we will do, we in general do, that cannot be applied in the vector calculation. Okay. So these are the two things or two differences between scalar and vector. What is the example of scalar? That is mass, length, time, all these are the examples of scalar. And what is vector? For the vector, that is velocity, acceleration, force, momentum. These are basically the vector quantity. Okay. So after this I am going for the next part, that is the motion in 1D. Now first thing is that what is this 1D? 1D means one dimension. What is this? Suppose a line or this chalk, it has only one straight line, so therefore it is the 1D. Now if I take another chalk and I am creating this space, it has a length as well as a breadth, right? So therefore it is the 2D object, that is two dimensional. And what is 3D? Whatever we are seeing around us, all these are basically the 3D object. Why 3D? Because it has a length, breadth as well as height. Okay. So therefore motion can be in 1D, motion can be in 2D as well as 3D. But for this class, you only study the motion in 1D. So what does this mean? Motion means when a body is moving with respect to time. That means with respect to time, if the position of a body is being changed, then it is called we say that the body is in motion. Okay. So therefore when a body is in motion and it is moving through a line, then that motion is known as, or that motion is called as motion in 1D. Hopefully it is clear to all what do you mean by the chapter that is motion in 1D. Okay. So now I am going for that what kind of motion is there. There are basically two types of motion. What are they? First one is translatory motion, and next one is basically curvilinear motion. Now what do you mean by this? Translatory motion. Translatory motion is that when a body is moving in a straight line. Okay. So it is called the translatory motion. And what is curvilinear? Suppose a body is moving round. So it is not the straight line, a curve is there. Therefore this kind of motion, when a body is moving in a circular path or in a bend through any bending, then that motion is called the curvilinear motion. Okay. Now coming to in general concept, that is what is rest or what is motion. Motion I have already discussed that what is motion, because basically if a body changes its position with respect to time, then it is called that the body is in motion. And what is rest? In general, that is when a body is not changing its position with respect to time, then that body is known as, or the body is called that is in rest, right? So but if you think in a very elaborate way that whether this rest or motion is applicable, or whether this motion or rest of a body actually exist, right? So my question is that whether the motion or rest is actually exist or not. So the thing is that actually you cannot say whether a body is in motion or in rest permanently or exactly. Suppose you are standing in a bus stand, and you have seen that one of your friend is in bus and the bus is moving in front of you. Okay. So with respect to you, your friend is in motion. If I draw the picture, so suppose it is you and it is a bus or a car. here and the bus is moving. So with respect to this situation, for you, the bus is in motion. And now, if one of your friend is sitting in this bus, for that friend, you are in rest. Now, if you get in this bus, then for the friend or for respect to the other passenger inside the bus, you are also in the rest, right? Bus is in motion, but inside the bus, all the people who are inside the bus, they are in the rest position, right? So basically, whether a body is in rest or in motion, that completely depends from where you are seeing. Now I am sitting here and providing you the teaching, right? But actually I am sitting in a particular position or I am in rest? No. Why not? Because the earth is moving, right? So with respect to earth, I am also moving with the earth. So therefore, I cannot say that I am in the rest position, I am also in the motion, right? So with respect to the environment, whether a body is in motion or is in rest, that is defined or that is identified. So with the atmosphere by which we can, or by the surroundings by which we can identify whether a body is in motion or in rest position, that surrounding is known as frame of reference. So that is called basically frame of reference, right? So this, with respect to the frame of reference, if the frame of reference changes, then the motion of the body, or whether a body is in motion or whether a body is in rest, that is also being changed. So there is nothing called that absolute rest or absolute motion. Okay. Hopefully this part is clear to you. In the next video, I will continue with the basic definitions of the motion in 1D, that is distance, displacement, acceleration, all these things. Thank you.